Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Mittens, and welcome to part 3 of the Warrior Let's Play. Yeah, Vanilla WoW Emerald Dream Server. You know what it's about. Hope you're having a good Wednesday, unless you're in a different time zone to me, in which case it's probably already been Wednesday, or it might be Wednesday soon. But have a good Wednesday anyway, because it will be Wednesday at some point, and that's something to be happy about. Yeah, in this episode, it's the second half of the 10 to 15 leveling. I managed to get this part saved and uploaded, which is great. In this episode, it's about 11 to 15, and we're in the Barrens, as you can see, killing plane striders. That's what it's all about. That's what everyone wants to do when they play Vanilla WoW. Just get some killing of plane striders on the go, looting some feathers. You know what it's about. At the moment, I'm just doing quests from the crossroads in this video, and the first one you get is killing plane striders to prove you're a good hunter. Seems a bit unfair to me, since plane striders are just big chickens and they've got no arms. But you know, as you can see here, it's quite difficult. Our character Gorgon is dying pretty easily, which is shameful because he's supposed to be a hardcore warrior. Yeah, so I'm happy that I got this video uploaded, because for a while I was thinking that I was going to have to scrap all of this Barrens footage, which is a shame because, like it or hate it, the Barrens is a very important part of Horde progress, Horde leveling. I mean, you do one of your biggest and most important chunks, the 10 to 25, up to 25 really, section, which is the most important part in my opinion, because it's when you start to mold your character into the spec you're wanting. You start to learn more about your character's abilities, because obviously there are class quests, and you'll see some more of that in this video. And the class quests for the warrior are quite interesting. First you get your defensive stance, as I mentioned in the last video, and then after that, you get to make a weapon. You get to have a weapon forged for you, which I really like. It brings in almost like a roleplay aspect. You get to feel a closer bond to your particular character, and all of the classes have these. The rogue one also is especially good, especially if you're in undead, because you do feel like you're part of a select group of assassins, really. The Death Stalkers. It's very good. So yeah, at this point you just see me group up, I think, with some guys to take out some Quillbore. It is really good just how much grouping you do, especially at the lower levels with other people. It proves to be two things. First of all, how alive the server is and growing. That's one great thing, but also just how much it proves not the superiority, not necessarily, more the advantages of vanilla and the older game, where things were very much more difficult for leveling. Because it does mean that you have to encounter people, you might add them to your friends lists, you realise that grouping is important, you have to learn your class role a bit more, you know, protect those who are healing you, and it's just fun to do. All of these encounters almost feel like little dungeon areas, because you have to group up with other people, and that makes them far more rewarding. It makes you focus a bit more, even though the quests might not be as interesting as the modern ones are post-Cataclysm. You have to focus more on them, and you feel like you're actually part of it, regardless of how interesting the quest actually is. At this point, I'm just killing Quillbore for the Barrens. You know, it's good. These quests really are good for leveling, because you have to kill a lot of mobs. It's not that hard to do, and if you group up with people, and there are a lot of people in the Barrens, mind you, I'm talking 10, 20, 30 people in the crossroads alone during the weekdays, it's easy to do because you just group up with people. So yeah, I had a good time here. I enjoyed the stuff that I had to do, and in a minute you're about to see the warrior quest. Basically, like a lot of the quests, it was the same with the shaman. Your first task is you have to find the quest giver. You basically get told a sort of a vague location. Mine was on a hill east of the crossroads, and you find them, and then you take it from there. It's quite good because it involves a little bit of exploration. You know, I didn't look it up or anything, I just went on a search, and as you're about to see, it's quite a cool location. As you can see here, this is me talking to the guy for the warrior quest. Basically just tells us that he's been attacked by Quillbore and that they've stolen materials for him, and you have to find those materials, and then he makes you a weapon. Annoyingly, the only weapons he made were one-handers, which is kind of annoying because I'm not particularly wanting to spec for tanking even at this level. I want to go for Fury, and in Vanilla you can very well use a mixed spec between Arms and Fury to achieve your aims, and use two-handed weapons. I mean, in fact, all tanks who are worth the salt in Vanilla didn't spec prot. It's a well-known fact, and it might come as a surprise to a lot of you, but most tanks didn't spec prot, or if they did, they only took select abilities in prot. They took most of their abilities from Arms and Fury, because it's a well-known fact that to be a good warrior tank, your two most important abilities were simply Taunt and Sunder Armor, because they were the threat-generating abilities. Kind of why I don't want to tank, if you know what I mean. Here we are in the Forgotten Pools, which is the oasis near Wailing Caverns, and I will say now, as we end this video, there probably will be a lot of dungeons done in the next one, because people keep whispering me because I'm a warrior, and I might tank some of them, and hopefully you guys can enjoy it. But anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you in the next episode.